One from the headlights to the tailpipes, a lot of stories all around us. Artists. I'm always saying this is art. Why? Because it is. Brother, you are a masonry by trade, but you have just embraced metal. Where do we go? Where do we start here? Let's start from, do we start from the top? What do we got?
Well, that's a hood scoop that I wanted to put on here to just a little more detail, and I didn't want to go buy the typical hood scoop, so I decided to make one, which halfway through this I thought I was crazy because there's 72 pieces of all thread, all detailed and brazed at the end and split, and looks like a sea anemone in the ocean if it was free flowing. It's got lights in it. It's just, just soft, elegant, kind of nice.
You made this car for your wife,
yeah.
And there's a little hidden detail. You guys will see it in the B-roll right here. There's a beautiful little heart.
Yeah,
all
that's
right.
for the wife, yeah, right there.
So I really wanted, like in the first 30 seconds, to show you guys a lot of the art that was going on. What is this sitting on top of, brother? What do we got? What's the ride?
This is a 350 Corvette. It's putting out 700 horse. It's a quarter-mile racer, so it's pretty tight. And anyway, this is a 1930 Model A. It's a double A. It's a tow truck, so it's got the original frame, the 1-ton frame, and 400 turbo transmission, 3-speed manual automatic. So it's a quarter-mile tranny. It's not a normal transmission. And then that's it. Just did a little bit of brazing on it and cleaned it up nice. I was giving it to the wife, a little too aggressive for her, so I'm doing her a 36 Cadillac right now.
Honey, I'm going to the grocery store for some milk and sugar. Can I take the pickup?
Yeah.
Sure.
So the headlights that was kind of like the Jeeper Creeper, kind of creepy with the hands that go around his face. It's just interesting. So that's where it started. Started with the hands around the lights, the fingers, and then the horseshoe steering wheel. And then it just kind of went from there. Did some stitching on the inside of a brass and just messing around. Took me about a year to do it.
Okay.
And
so a project like this, when you take it out to some of these events, I mean, have you won any awards?
yeah, last year I had at the Rat City Ruckus Fabricator of the show. It won fabrication. Yeah, so that was a nice compliment. I was surprised.
That's kind of cool, right? You make the wife a little present, you're thinking, you know what, I'm gonna go out and buy some chocolates and flowers is what the typical guy does, all right? And then, no. Sometimes you do something like this. Why? Because you can. Ask yourself, if you can do something because you can, why don't you? Look at this beautiful piece,
well, you
brother.
have to do what everybody else isn't doing. So you just try to take something that you see and just go the opposite direction. I want to do stuff on this car that nobody else in their right mind would want to do. I mean, they'd be like, that's nuts. This thing took hours to do. Everything on here took hours to do. But, you know, when you're sitting at home, you're either watching TV, because I have a full-time job, and I also rebuild antique wood stoves, so there's a lot going on at the house. But at night, go out there and sit down for a few hours. You can get a lot done. And just do it every night. Be dedicated to it. And like I said, it was for the wife, so I wanted to make her happy and show her a good time in the car. And now I'm doing another one because this is a little bit out of her league. It's not exactly what she was looking for. So anyway, but that's all.
I love it. You know what? You start out in one direction, you end up in another one, and it's all okay. From the headlights to the tailpipes. Thanks for tuning in. I see Jerry in the background just dying to ask a question. Jerry, what? Jerry.
What's the wildest comment you've got on this?
Jerry asked, what is the wildest comment that you got on this car?
What's wrong with you? It was like, what would possess you to do all this work and spend all this time? And it's just a family project. I love my family, I love my wife, but that's it. It's like you got to be out of your mind to spend this kind of time on it. Sure. So that's it. Yeah, that's...
Putting all us guys to shame. This guy, this is what he built for his wife. From the headlights to the tailpipes, thanks for tuning in. I'm Josh, and this is a fantastic story.